away from those in pursuit and getting through. He's done it again.
Carvajal into Modric. Jude Bellingham scores again.
He's the best player in the world right now, Rashford. That's right now on current form. I know it's only early doors, but we just saw the numbers there: 9 games, 8 goals, 3 assists. He's not even playing his position.
Yeah.
He's not a number 10. He's actually scoring the goals like a number 9.
Hello everyone and welcome to a brand new video on my page. Today we're painting none other than Jude Bellingham, the Real Madrid and England midfielder. I'm going to start off by painting a nice grey ground on this canvas. Normally I go with more of a brown or an orange, but today I thought I'd mix it up a little bit because it's a slightly different piece really. We're working on a smaller size than usual. We're going to start also with the first drawing, just using a nice light pencil. Just aiming to get the basic shapes, more of a guide to when I start to put the first layers of paint down, making sure to work into the main facial features, for example the eyes, the nose and the mouth. It's important as well at this stage for when I start to paint the underpainting that those pencil marks have given me the main clues as to where I'll start to put this colour down. This is with a burnt umber oil colour. As you can see, I've started to work into a lot of the main facial features in this piece, but at this stage it's all more of a guide for when I put these first layers of paint down, making sure also to work into features like the hands, using the tone, the darker areas for the shade, moving into the lighter areas. As you can see, I'm starting to hesitate because it's the first layer of paint, but I always start with the eyes, working in the darker areas. The eyes are the main feature for me on a portrait. It's important to capture the person and the type of eyes that they have. It's really important to spend lots of time at this stage as well, getting these main facial features right before the larger areas of paint are added. As you can see, I'm starting to work into the first layers of skin colour, especially around the eyes as well. Always start around there. It's always important for me as well to work from dark to light as well, getting those darker features underneath and then working into the lighter areas. Highlights in the eyes and then also now the lips as well, moving into a mid shade colour. Just now starting to work into the main face now, just the first layers of paint. Using different types of pinks, reds, and brown colours as well. As you can see as well, where I've painted the grey ground on the canvas as well, it just helps me with, not overthinking it as well. There's nothing worse for me than working on a white background. I've never really got used to it, but a lot of artists still do. Also making sure the early stages of the hair are plotted in as well. It's good for me as well to also switch between some smaller brushes for the finer details and then into the flat brushes where, for example here, I'm painting into the neck and then working back in with smaller brushes, just getting those finer details in because they really make a difference when you look at the overall piece later on. As you can see, a lot of the face has been filled in now, but I'm just working back into it, making sure different things like tone and shade are working well. It's also starting to take shape and look a lot more like the player that we're painting. Then now moving on to the acrylic paint for the shirt. I often use acrylic with larger areas because it's cost effective and also in lots of areas it does the same job. Also just putting the tone into the arm as well, using similar colours that I did with the face. And on the shirt now, I'm just plotting in some of the finer details, the creases in the shirt. These will just serve as more of a guide. Then on this season's Real Madrid kit, there is a black and yellow band that also goes around it, so I'm just plotting that in as well. It's always optional to put in the sponsors as well. A feature on a lot of my works is I also like to put a lot of the colours from the kits and the clothing into the faces, just so there's a likeness with both of them. Also just starting to work into the main background, just getting a nice red colour down. I thought it would be a nice contrast with the yellow. As you can see, this is where I've started to work more into the shirt, and I can start to fragment the piece as a whole. Again, using smaller brushes, working into the finer details before again switching back to larger brushes now. Working into the background, I picked a nice blue colour for this. I thought it contrasted really well with the player and also the kit. Even using things like palette knives to get those main bits of fragmentation in. Just to finish this piece off, I'm just going to go back in with a bit of white just to make sure there's not too much blue before we have the final reveal. Well, thank you very much for watching, everyone. I hope you've enjoyed this first video, and until next time, take care.